Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and I'm sitting out on the porch, and I'm eating some of Steven's Inside Out chicken, and something just dawned on me. Ka-ching! If I took this Inside Out chicken, right here, and I threw away the stainless steel fork and grabbed a plastic Light My Fire spork, dumped the meal into a 10 centimeter Imusa pot, and walked 50 feet in that direction and sat down on the rock wall behind the woodshed, it would be almost exactly like being out on the Appalachian Trail and eating supper. Very little difference. Probably wouldn't have anybody out there to talk to, but there's been many times on the Appalachian Trail when I didn't have anybody to talk to at supper time either. Had the whole place to myself for days. So I could do that. But I think I'm going to sit here on the porch in this plastic chair and just enjoy the fork in the meal and then go in the house and watch the news. See, this chair is one of those things that if you backpack, you realize the value of, because on the Appalachian Trail, at least where I hike, there aren't any chairs anywhere. And you really miss them because you don't have any place to sit down and support your back. You can sit on a rock, or you can sit on the edge of the shelter. You can get to the back of the shelter and put your back against the back of the shelter, but then your legs are right out straight. There's no place where you can just like sit like you normally would in a chair with your legs down and your back supported. So you really miss something as simple as a chair. I know that sounds odd, but it's very true. You can ask any backpacker. And I've actually seen on videos of some backpackers who actually carried a folding chair on their backpack just because they missed it so much. Cool beans, huh? Okay, another thing that I personally missed out on the Appalachian Trail was having four walls around me and a roof and floor. There's virtually no place where you'll be where there isn't at least one wall missing, so when it rains or the wind blows, it blows right in on you. You can't completely get out of the weather and get into an area where you've got four walls, a roof, and something for a floor and get out of the weather. You're always more or less exposed to the weather because the shelters are all open front. At least they are up here. I don't know what they're like down in Georgia. But anyway, so you're continually in the weather and fighting the wind, especially if you've got trying to cook your supper. And you don't realize how valuable that is until you go out and hike the trail for a while, and then you go like, wow, the only place I can go where I've got four walls, a roof and a floor is the outhouse, if there happens to be one. And trust me, that's no place you want to spend the night, or eat your dinner, or hang your hammock, or do anything. You just want to go there and take care of what you need to take care of and get the heck out of there, because in that particular spot, four walls are highly overrated. That should have one wall open just for ventilation. Okay, on my list of things I miss, one of the big ones, really big, that'll just haunt you, it's like a drug addiction, is food. You miss real food, stuff with fat in it, fatty cheeseburgers, pizza, stuff like that, mashed potatoes with all kinds of butter and half in them, and steak. And another thing, a really big one, is like a fresh tossed salad with all fresh vegetables in it, a nice steak beside, just stuff like that. You just start dreaming about that stuff, because unless you're carrying cans, which is ridiculously heavy, and stuff in a can is a poor excuse for fresh food. But anyway, you don't get the fat jolt that you'll get in a cheeseburger, or the flavor. It's mostly dehydrated stuff or trail mix or Mountain House or something like that. And, you know, even this meal I'm eating, the inside out chicken, you'd have to carry cans of canned chicken. And they're heavy. So if you're an ultralight backpacker, you're probably not going to eat that either. Especially after you've been out for a few days, because if you had it, you're going to eat that first. That's just human nature. So food is a big, big fat, lots of fat, hot, juicy food. Ask any backpacker. You start dreaming about it, and it basically runs your life. You got to go to town. I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design. Try to have a really great day, and try to have some fun today. You deserve it. Bye-bye.